The NBA draft lottery on Monday night delivered a shock to the basketball world. After years of being a doormat for their fan base due to the disastrous Luka Doncic trade, the Dallas Mavericks pulled off the unthinkable. They won the number first overall pick. With only a 1.8% chance of landing the top selection, Dallas now holds the keys to the future. And it looks like that future might just include Cooper Flagg. Flagg, a 6'9" power forward from Duke, is a two-way dynamo who plays with an intensity and athleticism rarely seen in players his size. His game is often compared to Anthony Davis, and while that comparison might sound a bit lofty, the upside is undeniable. Flagg has the kind of versatility that could make him a franchise cornerstone, something the Mavericks are in desperate need of after shipping out Doncic, and with Kyrie Irving recovering from an ACL injury. However, let's not sugarcoat things. The number one overall pick is never a guarantee. Every year, teams dream of securing a future superstar, but history shows that not every player selected at the top ends up living up to the hype. The path to stardom is fraught with challenges, and potential busts can often be more impactful than even the most promising of players. So, how does Flagg compare to the last 10 number one picks? What does history say about his standing as a potential generational talent? Let's take a look at each of the previous decade's number one picks and how Flagg stacks up against them before we see how their careers unfold. 2024 F. Zachary Rissacher, Atlanta Hawks. Rissacher, like Flagg, is a forward and has similar height, but the comparisons mostly end there. Flagg's athleticism is already at an elite level, and his defensive instincts are far ahead of Rissacher's. Flagg's offensive game, too, is miles beyond Rissacher's, especially when it comes to ball handling, playmaking, and finishing around the rim. Edge, Flagg, stronger, more athletic, better on both ends. 2023, see Victor Wembanyama, San Antonio Spurs. Let's not sugarcoat this. Victor Wembanyama is in a league of his own. The 7'4" French phenom is a transcendent talent with the potential to be the most dominant defender the NBA has ever seen. Edge, Wembanyama, this one's a no-brainer. Coop, 2022, PF Paolo Banchero, Orlando Magic. Both Flagg and Banchero share similar DNA as power forwards who can impact the game in multiple ways. While Banchero was already a more polished offensive force coming out of college, Flagg's defense is ahead of where Banchero's was at the same age. If Flagg can develop the offensive skills that Banchero showcased at Duke, he'll be a better all-around player. Edge, Flagg, more advanced defensively, but Banchero's offense is a tough act to follow. 2021, Cade Cunningham, Detroit Pistons. Cunningham was pegged as the next Luka before the draft, and for good reason. At 6'6", his mix of size, vision, and scoring was seen as an ideal foundation for a franchise. While Cunningham had a shaky start, injuries and inconsistencies have clouded the view on his ceiling. In terms of pure upside, Flagg's combination of defense, versatility, and athleticism give him the edge. 2019, F. Zion Williamson, New Orleans Pelicans. Zion was a force of nature coming out of Duke, an explosive scorer and potential MVP candidate. While Flagg's defense and two-way versatility could fit better in today's NBA, Zion's offensive prowess at the time of his draft was nearly unprecedented. That said, Zion's injury woes have complicated his career. Flagg's higher floor could make him a safer pick. Edge, Flagg, better shooting and defense. 2015, see Karl Anthony Towns, Minnesota Timberwolves. Towns was considered one of the most talented big men in recent history, with elite offensive skills for a 7-footer. His touch from outside, combined with his rebounding and shot blocking, made him a tantalizing prospect. Flagg's defense and versatility give him a more all-around appeal, but Towns' scoring is an outlier. Edge, Flagg, more balanced skill set, though Towns was elite offensively. Conclusion: when comparing Cooper Flagg to the last 10 #1 picks, it's clear that he has a very real shot at being a game changer in the NBA. His defensive prowess, elite athleticism, and offensive upside make him an enticing prospect for any team, but especially one like the Mavericks, who could use a foundational player to reshape their future. In terms of pure potential, Flagg is one of the most well-rounded and polished players in recent memory. While he might not have the immediate wow factor of a Wembanyama or Zion, his ability to impact the game on both ends of the floor gives him the edge over several recent #1 pick. So, as Dallas looks to the future, Cooper Flagg could be the piece they need to emerge from the shadow of their past and finally build a dynasty of their own.